uh, I would just like to intimate that ministry has been implementing and supporting R&D activities in food processing since 1997. It may be over 2 decades. In 1990s, the scheme of supporting R&D activity in food processing industries started in the ministry. And since then, we have been assisting and supporting industry, universities, for coming up with new technologies, upgradation of technologies, packaging, improvement in safety, something. These are the areas, fields which we have been supporting, where R&D activity is being supported by the ministry. Over the past span of 2 decades, initially DST was also involved. This scheme was being implemented to SERV, and then in 2017, ministry started implementing the scheme directly. In this scheme, the ministry's objective has been that the end product, outcome, and findings of R&D work should benefit the food processing industries. It is not our scheme is not totally oriented towards R&D work. It is basically linked with the industry, because R&D activity which supports our industry, which food processing industry, that is the objective of this scheme. It is not, ideally speaking, R&D activity can be done by the universities and research institutes by themselves. Here it is the linkage between that R&D activity should pass on that benefit to the industry. That is an objective. And as we all know, big industries can have their R&D activity as a separate house in their setup, but smaller activities, smaller industries like MSMEs or small units may not be in a position to have their separate R&D activities because of their own turnover, very limited activity. So the objective is also to have R&D activity in food processing industries, and to assist these small MSMEs to take up new technologies, say meet with the quality standards and improve the packaging, and likewise utilization of wastage, how they can use it properly. These were the areas. This is basically the concern of ministry in this under this scheme. And in this scheme, what we are supporting, we are supporting all the all the universities like IITs, food processing industries, universities dealing with food processing, and even the private also units, R&D units, which are recognized by CSR. Yeah. And in this case, in this scheme, we are supporting 100% for the equipments, whatever equipment is required for R&D, and we are also supporting for government supported R&D units in respect of SR. You need a senior research fellow or a junior research fellow for the period of suppose it is for your project is for 2 years or 3 years. So for that period, you also support the salary of that person. We can say, understand, we are totally 100% supporting the government institutes like IITs or respectable institutes, and for private institutes we are supporting 50%. That is a broad way in which we are supporting R&D activity linked with food processing industry, and that too linked with the industry. And to make it more oriented towards industry, what we have started doing is we are asking whenever we get the proposal, we are asking that proposal should be accompanied with some industries consent also. They will utilize, they will play a role in commercialization, because our objective is it should be commercialized. It should be used by the industry. In that effort of the ministry, till date we have supported about 260 projects under R&D, and out of this about 195 projects have been completed, and about 65 are under implementation. So to that extent, ministry has supported R&D activity in food processing linked with the industry.